Good evening, and thanks for staying up late with us on this Saturday night. I'm Brooke Buckner here with meteorologist Simone Thomas, and it sure is feeling like the first day of winter out there, and I know we've got another cold night ahead of us.
Yeah, you know, today was, like you said, the first day of winter. The winter solstice was very early this morning. It was also the shortest day of the year, and as we're counting down the days to Christmas, it definitely feels like winter out there. Now tonight, we're looking to see another round of those middle to upper 20s across central Arkansas, looking to get as low as 29 degrees in the metro. Hot Springs and Pine Bluff looking to get as low as 28. Now as we continue through your Sunday, like today, a lot of sunshine expected. We'll likely get just a tad warmer, looking to get into those middle to upper 40s, maybe even a few places flirting with the 50-degree mark. But as we turn our attention to Christmas week, starting as early as Monday evening, there will be some isolated opportunities for rain, but your Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, you're seeing scattered to numerous showers and maybe even a few isolated thunderstorms possible across the state. We'll be breaking down the impact, the timing, and how that might impact your travel coming up in that 7-day outlook.
Developing right now, police in North Little Rock are investigating a deadly shooting that happened earlier tonight. According to reports, officers with NLRPD were called to the 1300 block of Division Street for reports of a shooting. Once they arrived, they found a man who had been shot. He was quickly taken to the hospital, where he later died. We'll keep you updated as we get more information. Pine Bluff police is also investigating a deadly shooting that happened early this morning. According to police, officers were called to an area near 200 South Sycamore with reports of gunshots. Once they arrived, they found a white vehicle with several bullet holes, and inside they found an unresponsive man, later identified as 44-year-old Sean Lancaster in the driver's seat. Lancaster was later pronounced dead at the scene. No information has been released regarding the identity of any suspect or suspects involved in this incident, but anyone with information is urged to contact Pine Bluff Police. Right now, many friends and family members are mourning the sudden death of a student manager for the Trojans men's basketball team. According to a statement sent from officials at UA Little Rock, student manager Josh Claxton died in a car crash earlier this morning. And because of this, the game that was supposed to happen between the Trojans and Eastern Illinois today has now been postponed. School officials mentioned that both teams are currently working together to figure out another date to play the game, as they continue to send their thoughts and prayers to Josh's family and all those who loved him. We see lots of giveaways and goodwill this time of year, with churches and charity groups coming together to put a smile on people's faces for the holidays. But even amidst all of these gatherings, one that took place this morning was extra special. THV 11's Carter Thweet was there and tells us why.
That's right, Brooke. Saturday was New Commandment Church of God in Christ's annual Christmas Mall. And if the name of the church sounds familiar, it might be because we've covered them before. Their building was totally destroyed in the March 2023 tornado, but as you're about to see, that has not stopped them from doing good. That stirring scene from April of 2023, just days after the New Commandment Church building was leveled by a tornado. Over a year later, the church is still gathering together, but thanks to donations, they once again have a building to call their own.
It's been mind-blowing, out of this world, man.
Senior Pastor Eddie Miller says the facility, just across the street from their old one, is perfect for worship, training, and things like Saturday's Christmas Mall.
It's an annual event that we have every year since the inception of the church, which started in 2008. We was concerned about children who were in need, or people who were in need.
Reva Goodwin is the coordinator of the event, as well as serving multiple other roles in the church. She explained how the Christmas Mall works.
We kind of now solicit people from the community that are in need for Christmas assistance, and after that, the names are given to members of the church, and the church members shop for those children.
So when the kids show up, the gifts they wanted are on a table with their name on it. And you don't have to be a member of the church to get a gift or to feel the holiday joy this event brings.
The kids are really excited, the families are really excited, they're grateful, and we're just glad to be able to assist them during this time.
But for Miller, any assistance they've given to families in the community has been returned through donations and support during the church's hard time. And he says now that they have their new building, they wouldn't dream of doing anything but serving those around them.
We would never dream of taking a day off or taking time off. No, this is our biggest time of the year, is to be able to see little children smile and happy.
And Pastor Miller says they don't plan to stop here. He says free tutoring and vocational training are just some of the things the church is looking at starting up now that they once again have the facilities to do so.
All right, thank you, Carter. And we're just a few days away from Christmas. And earlier today, officials with Pine Bluff Parks and Recreation held their Winter Wonderland event at the Coretta Scott King Center.
So this Winter Wonderland event is just a series of events that we're going to be doing here in the community. So this is our Christmas event. So we got Santa Claus here, we got the Grinch here, we got ornament making, we got cocoa. And so this is just an event that we're doing here in the community.
Officials plan on doing a series of events during different parts of the year, including the spring, summer, and fall seasons. In a THV 11 update, many Party City stores across the country are shutting down. However, stores here in Arkansas, including the ones in Little Rock, North Little Rock, and Fayetteville, will not close their doors. That's according to Ted Mitchell, the owner of Party City of Arkansas Incorporated. In a statement, he said the stores in Arkansas are locally owned and operated, and that all 3 stores will continue to stay in business. And believe it or not, we're now less than 2 weeks away from the start of the new year. And with the end of the year now upon us, we're taking a closer look at some of the top stories of 2024. Right now, you can check all those stories out in our 30-minute special that's airing right now on our THV 11 Plus app. You can easily download it to your streaming devices. The app is available for free right now on Apple TV, Roku, or through your Amazon Fire Stick. Happening right now, employees at Starbucks stores are now in day 2 of their 5-day strike in several U.S. cities, including Chicago and Los Angeles. It's a protest that could soon spread. Protesters say the coffee chain's offer of a 1.5% yearly raise doesn't keep up with inflation. Overall, the strikes aren't expected to have a big impact on operations. Amazon says packages will still arrive on time, and for Starbucks, employees only shut down a handful of stores, but the union plans to expand the walkouts to hundreds of locations through Christmas Eve. Meanwhile, President Biden signed a funding bill into law today to prevent a government shutdown just before the holidays. Christian Benavides has the latest.
With President Biden's signature Saturday, a bill that averts a federal government shutdown became law. Congress approved a temporary funding plan just after the midnight deadline.
The bill is passed.
Late Friday, the House passed the measure following 2 failed efforts that sent GOP lawmakers scurrying for a deal.
I was in constant contact with President Trump throughout this process. This is a good outcome for the country. I think he certainly is happy about this outcome as well.
An earlier bipartisan agreement fell apart after President-elect Donald Trump and billionaire Elon Musk railed against it.
I think the Republicans have learned if you make a deal, you keep your deal.
For the president-elect, this week's battle over government spending was an early test of his control over GOP lawmakers.
The final agreement did not include an increase in the government's borrowing limit, a key demand Trump threw into the mix this week.
This would have been a very unfortunate time to add the debt limit to any agreement, any CR, and I'm very glad we didn't.
We will continue to spend money at a pace such that we will accumulate about $2 trillion in debt each year.
The deal funds the government at current levels through March 14th and provides $100 billion in disaster aid and $10 billion in agricultural assistance to farmers. Christian Benavides, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
Happening right now, the Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign is in full swing. Arkansas State Police is out all across the state enforcing the campaign during the holiday season. It's a partnership between state police and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Law enforcement reports more than 4,700 people died during December alone in recent years. To prevent this, the campaign encourages you to avoid drinking before getting behind the wheel. You should always have a designated driver, even if you've only had one drink. If you see an impaired driver, immediately call 911. And new tech could soon help at least one Arkansas police department find you in an emergency, thanks to smartphones being everywhere. New software will allow police to see where you are via video. Fayetteville Police debuting the new live 911 video call system called Rapid Video. Here's how it works. When you call 911, the dispatcher can request for a live video to any cell phone. It will send a text link, and then you can choose to give them access. Not only will callers share camera and phone access, but also location, so dispatchers can find out exactly where you are.
If there's, a child caller, oftentimes they are not able to give us, a lot of information. Or somebody who calls for a family member who's maybe nonverbal, or it's not safe for them to talk on the phone. We can get a location on it, and they can show us where they're at.
Once the call is over, the video will be saved as evidence in case it's needed in the future. And still ahead, we're going on the road in the season of giving. We'll show you how a group of kids got inspired by a secret Santa to spread joy.
And an active weather pattern is setting up for your Christmas week. We're talking through the timeline, what you need to know for travel coming up after the break.